Hey everybody, this is Melina from scrapbookingwithme.com and Me Crafty Scrapper here on YouTube and Instagram and over on Facebook at Me Crafty Scrapper Creates. And today is M Scrapbusters Challenge, and that's a challenge where I encourage you to use up your scraps. And today we are making some number layered up cluster labels. So, don't know exactly what I'm naming this one yet. Of course, now you already know what I've named it because I've put it on the title. But they're layered up, they're cluster-like, but then they're also labels, and then I'm just using numbers. So, number label clusters? Maybe so. Anyway, I have some offcuts of tea stain paper, coffee dyed paper, stuff like that. And I just noticed on this one, this side's a little prettier as far as the dye. And then I also have book page, just the offcuts of book page. And I've got some numbers from the Tim Holtz Field Notes stamp set. He's got all kinds of numbers in that one. Very cute. And kind of vintagey fonts on it too. Love this one. So I have done this video in advance. And because this week that it is scheduled to post, it's a very busy week for us, and we are out of town, so y'all are seeing a previously recorded video, which every one of mine are except for the very few little live videos that I do. I like to edit out my mistakes and my uhs and all that kind of stuff, but I say that the older I get, the less I worry about stuff like that. If y'all hear me say or accidentally smack my lips or see, just like that, I said hear a phone chime or a doorbell or something like that, it's just life. It's real life around here, so not going to worry about it, as Mama says. Okay, let's just do a couple more, because I got, looks like plenty to get us started, don't I? Do a couple of these. These are bigger, and then let's do that one. This one's a little skinnier. We might can tear around that a little bit when we use it. Now these little strips like this can be used as is. You can make a page border with one of these. That would be cute. Oh, I don't have enough room for that one. I'll have to come back with this little teeny one. There we go. So that's all the numbers that I used from that stamp set. I had someone ask in the comments the other day, and I hadn't had a chance to answer them yet, but they asked, I have a question. So with all these scrap busting videos that you do every week, has it done anything, made a dent at all in your scraps? And she says, I probably know the answer to that, but just asking. Well, you know, if I guess if I stopped making journals and scrapbooks and mini albums and tag books and stuff, if I stopped making all of them, yeah, I wouldn't have any scraps left over. I mean, my scraps rejuvenate themselves every time I make a new journal, so I'm always going to have scraps. But yeah, if you don't make as many journals as I do, my scrap busting videos is going to help you a lot. I thought that was funny. Because, yeah, my scrap pile doesn't look like it ever goes down. As far as y'all can see, you know. But I'm constantly making new journals. So, oh, that's a tag. I don't know how that got into my little scrap pile here. So now to make up the label, I would use this. There are quite a few different ways to use it. You can use it as a book plate. That would be just totally darling. You can use it as just an accent or a tuck space. But my favorite way to use things like this, especially clusters, is out to the edge like that. So then when you close up your journal, you've got a little something something sticking out there. I love using them like that. That's my favorite way. But you can use these any way you want to. They're great little accents to any page. Use them as tabs. Yep, that's what I would use it as. So that's some mulberry paper. And I'm just going to do 3 or 4 layers of something. Let's do a little piece of book page. Maybe a, let's do a long piece like this. I don't care that the words would be sideways. Okay, and then I'm going to get a little piece of ribbon or lace or something to go on there. I really like this blue piece to go along with that blue paper that's in there, and I'm just going to do a little bitty snippet of blue lace along there somewhere. And then I'll get one of my longer pieces, longer stamps like this one. I'll tear it on both ends, and then we can add this in somewhere. Alright, I think that this mulberry piece is a little too long, so I'm going to make that shorter and then bring everything else in. So I'm going to do like a little wonky this way, a little wonky that way. Just layer it up really good. So all the pieces are showing. You can see a little bit of that mulberry in the back. And then a little bit of the lace is showing. So see, beautiful. I like it just like that. Let's ink around this piece. If you want to tear the rest of the corners, you can. But I love it just like that. And then I'm going to ink everything else after I get it all put together. So I'm going to get my glue and just try to keep all of my pieces where I've originally put them. But, you know, if they move around, so be it. I think this one was back behind one of them. Oh well. And bring that down so you can see that little design that's on there. And then I'm going to use a little bit of fabric glue to get this piece of fabric put down. And move it over, scooch it over so you can see that mulberry paper. And then I'm going to put this down with fabric glue. But it don't take much, y'all. These are just tiny little clusters, so don't be using all the good stuff. Don't use all of your glues and stuff. Okay, and then of course I have glue seepage everywhere on it, but I'm not worried about that. I'm just gonna barely ink edges just to get some color put into it. But these are a great way to use up all your little tiny pieces of scrap that you've kept, that you may have went against your little pinky rule like I have, this is a great way to use it up. Oh man, I have went against that rule many times. Alright, I'm going to tear this one. This one's a little fatter, so I want to use that maybe as the very background. And then this little piece maybe. And some book page or dyed paper. I like that. I like all of the straight edges on the bottom, and then we can turn one piece and make it where it's not a straight edge on the very bottom. So maybe a little bit more narrow. Have a totally torn piece. There. Okay, so no book page on this one. I put book page on all the other ones. And then a little piece of trim, lace, sari silk, something like that on there. I like this. Let's do this little bitty piece of sari silk on there somewhere. And then we'll add that on. I think I'm going to tear, or try to tear. It's so little. There we go. Use my nails for something. Oh, I like that. I like how torn it is, and I'm going to ink the edges of that. And then glue all this together. When I was talking, I think it was last week, about having gnats and fruit flies bad this year, I have seen, since I've said that, I have seen articles about how bad the gnats are this year. And I was like, okay, so I'm not just crazy in my head. It's bad elsewhere, not just here in the pallet house. I mean, but they're bad. And then I had someone say, check for aphids on your plants, because that might be, I think it's mealybugs. But I've looked. I don't have any infestation on any of my house plants, any of the leaves, anything like that. So I just really think I need to go ahead though and use rubbing alcohol. I've heard that that's like a big deterrent for any kind of little plant bug. So use some rubbing alcohol on them and like the leaves. And then I will pour boiling hot water down all the sink drains. I've heard that that is a deterrent for them too. It gets rid of if they're in the drains or something. So I've never had any issue with anything like that. So I'm glad that some of y'all chimed in, because I was like, I have no clue what y'all are talking about, but I'm going to investigate this. And I have seen very recent articles about how bad the gnat situation is this year, or this spring, whatever. So I hate that. I hate that we're having that kind of issue, but I'm glad that I wasn't the only one. Okay, I really like this one. This one's a big one, a bigger one. I think I'll tear the edge of this on both sides. And then I might have to trim this handmade paper down just a little bit. Let's get the straight edges off of that too. Just like that. Let's do the 3043 one. and ink the edges. Let's get, well, I like it like that, and let's do a little piece of lace back behind that second layer. Just a little skinny piece. Pretty. I've got so much on my mind right now because, of course, like I said, this is scheduled ahead of time, and I'm just thinking of all the stuff we need to get done before we can leave. But hopefully, right now, at this moment, we are having a really good time where we are. That's so weird for me to think about. I've scheduled this out, and y'all are watching this. It's just, I don't know, it's just odd to me. Anytime we have to do that, as far as being gone or something, and I have to schedule it out, it just seems so odd to me. Because I start getting, wherever I am, I start getting notifications. And so commented on your number layer label clusters video, and I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't put a, oh yeah, I did. I scheduled that out. Duh. I think I might make a little, let's see if this is the tiny one. It sure is. I think I'm going to put a little brad on the corner of this one. Just as a little something extra. Oh, I like that, yeah. It was a little wider, a little bigger label. So it needed a little something extra. I like that. Then that one, little skinny one. I didn't hold that up to you a while ago because I was talking. Let's see, what else can we do? Look at all the scraps you have, Melina. You can do lots more. There's my background, and here's some coffee dyed paper. And then let's do some book page on this one. Oh yeah, I like that. Okay. And let's get a little bit of color put in there. Let's do some of this orange, or creamsicle, I think is what we actually called it. But yeah, to keep them at a like a label look, that's why I'm doing them all long ways. And what number have we not used yet? We've used that one and this long one. This little bitty short one, I think, is what we hadn't used. Oh yeah, that looks good. And I think I will stamp this little script stamp that's, I mean, you really can't tell what the words say or anything. Right there. Just to give it a little extra something. Yep, and right here too. Oh, I like that one. Yeah, pretty. Let's get a little piece of fabric of some kind added on there. And maybe I can use just this little piece of fuzzy trim back behind the label. I like that. It's messy and crazy and just like me. Okay. And I know somebody's going to be like, okay, you're just sticking a bunch of stuff together. I sure am. Here on my channel, We love making something out of nothing. And that's just how we roll around here. I love it. These would be beautiful in journals, but if it's not your cup of tea, that's fine. That's what makes the world go round, y'all. People and what they like and their own opinions. We don't have to agree with each other about everything. That's why I'm always so adamant about people and their comments that they leave. If you don't like something, just move on. You don't have to comment on everything. That's the same as looking at your friends' posts on Facebook and they say or do something or show a picture of something that you don't agree with. You know, you can pray for them and ask the Lord to convict them over what was said because you know it's wrong as far as, you know, the Bible or whatever, but there's just really no sense in commenting. And because no matter how you comment, it just makes you look like you're trying to be superior over them. And if you can't say it face to face to them, anything said with a keyboard just sounds like you're being a jerk when you do stuff like that. So it's just better, just don't worry about it. Just move on from it. I don't know why I'm saying that, because I mean, I really hadn't had many at all say anything ugly in comments. And then, of course, the robots and stuff that they have. I have a bunch of different features on my comment section where the robots can't put junk. So I don't really ever have that many problems with people, but I just felt the need to say, you know what, they're adults and they're going to do what they're going to do, and all you can really do is pray for them. And the next time you see them, shake their hand, hug their neck, smile, tell them how much you love them and how much they are cared for, and let the good Lord do the rest, you know? That's just something I have learned in all of my years in ministry. And I'm not saying that I am definitely not saying that I'm an expert on what to say, do, whatever. But I do know, and I have learned, that speaking your mind about something that they've done, that they're passionate about, that they think is just the grandest thing ever, speaking your mind about it to tell them, that's wrong. You're not supposed to be doing that. It just makes you look like you're trying to be superior to them. So just don't do it. Don't do it. I love how this one's layered up. I think I might add a little piece of cheesecloth up against the green base just to have a little something extra. And let's just cut a narrow little piece and see how we can fit that in there. I'm just going to pull all my layers off that way, so I'll know that's how they need to go back on there. Maybe a little piece that'll hang from the bottom. I like that. Let's just go ahead and use our fabric glue. I'm using Fabri-Fix. We have Fabri-Fix and Fabri-Tac in the shop, and the difference between the two, Fabri-Fix I don't believe is good for wood surfaces, but it does everything else that Fabri-Tac does. And it's a little bit less of a price point than Fabri-Tac is. So, I mean, unless you just work with wood a lot, I would suggest Fabri-Fix. That's what I've always used. And if I need to work with wood, I get my hot glue gun or something like that out. And just a little bit, a little line. And figure out where all your pieces need to go so that every little piece can be seen. And then I've inked around my number. Cute. And then I think I will put it off to the edge like cattywampus. I like that, and ink these top pieces. That's kind of plain, and my torn edges. Yep, I like that. Anyway, y'all get the drift. Y'all know what I'm doing, and like I said, those would be just super cute on a journal, like the edge of a page. Let's find one here. If you just got one of these strips and put it on the edge of your page and maybe put a little die cut or something out there, or you could even bump it up so it would show just a little bit over the top of your journal and put a die cut, and that would be cute as is like that too. Or on the opposite edge, a whole long strip. Very cute. So just the little number labels that you made on the cut-off pieces that you had would look amazing in your journal, but then of course you can always dress it up a little bit more and make you a number label cluster. So anyway, hope y'all have enjoyed that, and if you make some of these, tag me on Facebook or here on YouTube, and I would love to see them and leave you some love. Y'all have a great day. God bless. I'll see you in the next video. Bye, y'all.